Welcome to another episode of Sports and Discourse with your host, Derek Stevenson. And on today's episode, I want to talk about Kentucky's 2024 commitment, Somto Cyrill. And I hope I didn't mess that young brother's name up. If I did, forgive me. Y'all correct me if I was wrong. But they've been calling Somto Baby Shaq in the high school recruiting circles. But I actually I seen a clip of him the other day on Instagram. He was working out with Dwight Howard, and I actually think he's probably more similar to Dwight Howard than he is to Shaq. I don't know if y'all think that's a good thing or not, but the similarities that I seen was initially right off the bat, I felt like, Dwight Howard never really had the biggest bag offensively, if you will. Got a couple little moves around the bucket, but he was always pretty limited offensively. But he was still able to average about 18 to 20 points a game in his NBA career. But he was a physical force on defense. He was in certain positions, he was dominant offensively. If he got people in certain spots, he could easily go up and dunk, use his athleticism, his strength and things like that. But mainly, he was a dominant difference maker on defense. And it kind of looks like Somto could kind of be like somewhat in that same mode as Dwight Howard. I watched him, but I did watch him working out, and it kind of actually looked like Somto was doing some of the offensive drills a little bit better than Dwight Howard was, which is, I don't know if that's saying a lot for Somto or if it's not saying much for Dwight Howard, considering that he's pretty much almost into retirement at this point. But either way you look at that, I felt like Somto does have some potential to grow offensively, but right now he looks pretty like he's going to be a dominant defensive player. But anyways, let's not waste any more time. Let's look at a couple of clips from I got a game of him in high school we can watch, and we can go through and see what we think about Somto. Initially, man, I just like I feel like a lot of times Kentucky recruits big men that just are they might be tall, but they don't really seem physical. And initially, like I said, I just like right off the bat, it seems like Somto is going to be able to compete physically at the next level. You look at him right there, he just kind of seems like let me run that back. But it just kind of seems like he easily can seal his man off. That was a really good seal. Moved this guy right out the way, caught the ball, and just turned around and dunked pretty easily. And, that's something that a lot of Kentucky big men struggle with initially because they just aren't physically ready. Once again, pretty much the same exact play, except for he just turned in the opposite direction. Hold on, I ain't run it back far enough. But yeah, pretty much the same exact play. He sealed his man off, just used his strength, gave one dribble, and he's just up in the rim dominating. Like I said, seems like he's working on his bag, trying to expand his game. But I know I like that, and I know John Calipari likes a guy that can just physically move people out the way and go up and score the basketball. And then, you see him on that play. That's where I think he's going to immediately help Kentucky, is just protecting the rim. We had guys like Oscar Tshiebwe that cleaned the glass up, but one thing he was missing in his game that probably kept Oscar from being a first round pick was he just couldn't really defend the rim. He had the size, or he had the strength, I'll say, to move people around, and he could clean up the glass, but he just, a lot of times if they had it to move Oscar laterally, he couldn't keep up and he couldn't block shots. And it just seems like Somto is not going to have a problem with that initially. Let me run this back a little bit, because he had a couple of nice blocks, that want to pay attention to, because it just looks like he's going to be a guy that, when other teams get to the basket, they're going to have to pay attention to where he's at. And he's going to alter a lot of shots, if not block any, which Kentucky needed in the worst way this year. probably will need it some on this team's coming, this 2023 team coming up. But yeah, see, like right here, you know, you just got a guy that can stop a fast break and turn it into almost kind of like turn it into a turnover, and got the ball running the other way. And then right here, you know, he just you know, he's just using his you know, he's coming off the pick and roll. He didn't get the ball initially, but he still rolled to the basket and was able to get the rebound, offensive rebound, the tip dunk. So yeah, man, he just seems really active. Seems like he gonna follow the ball, gonna crash the boards, and he gonna make you you know, when you drive to that hole, you're gonna have to be wary of where he's at all times, because as quick as you going one way, he could be sending the ball back the other way. So just nice play, man. He just seems to just, you know, utilize his strength. He's dominant over people. If you gonna play against Somto and you not strong, he's gonna move you around. And that's what Kentucky be missing some years. They just seem to be missing guys that can just move people around, can just dominate positions. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Oscar was pretty good at that as far as rebounding is concerned, but he just couldn't get up off the floor. Like, you know, he ain't gonna really do too much with somebody on his body. He ain't gonna turn around and dunk. And he's definitely not gonna be blocking too many shots like that. But that's one thing that I like about Somto, is he just seems like, yeah, see, like even right there, like he just has a knack to just get in the way. Like, you know, sometimes these plays right here, you know, the ball's going the other way. You either gonna get a basket or you're gonna get fouled. And he just was able to elevate and stop the fast break. And most importantly, he did it without fouling. So we just, it's just going to be very, you know, it's going to be very beneficial to Kentucky to have a player that, you know, seems like he's going to be able to control his position pretty good. And, you know, by the time he gets to Kentucky, he, depending on how hard he works, he may be even stronger, even more physical than he is now. Like I said, they call him Baby Shaq. But I think he plays more like Dwight Howard. But either way it goes, man, I like what I'm seeing out of Somto Cyrill. So, you know, we're going to end it right there, man. But you guys let me know what you think of Somto. Yeah, I know everybody's probably disappointed because we probably would have had loved to have him on this year's team. But you know, either way you look at it, we still got him. He's still a Wildcat. So, we will see him in the future. But you guys let me know what you think about Somto, and we'll get back at it next time on Sports and Discourse with Derek Stevenson.